It's 74 BC, and the wicked Zoramites just drove out Alma's newly planted humble converts from Antionum. But when the Zoramites learned that the people of Ammon, who were formerly Lamanites, took in and cared for their outcasts in the land of Jershon, the Zoramites go nuts and start mixing with the Lamanites, trying to get them to attack their outcasts. So the Nephites move the Jershonians out and their armies in. But little does anyone know that these actions are about to spark the Great Wars, led by the courageous Captain Moroni. And while our missionary dream team has been out teaching the Zoramites, the Nephite hearts again begin to harden. But worst of all, Alma the Younger's own son, Corianton, left his mission to be immoral. So at this low point, and with little time left, Alma turns to his most important stewardship, his children, to give them, and fortunately us, some of his most powerful counsel and writing. Alma begins his final sermons, starting with his son Helaman in chapter 36, with his masterpiece conversion story. Why masterpiece? We interrupt our story to explain chiasmus. What? Chiasmus. From the Greek letter X. You see, only in 1967 did the young scholar, Elder John W. Welch, learn of this ancient Hebrew writing style found all over the Bible while on his mission in Germany. Upon learning about it, he started looking for it in the Book of Mormon, and wow, it's there everywhere. Chiasm works like this. Point A is followed by B, then C, and so forth until the middle, where the points go back out in reverse order, giving added emphasis and with a new twist to each point. The middle point is the main point of the chiasm. Alma 36 is one huge chiasm containing a total of 16 beautiful points in and out. But it also contains some additional awesome contrasts between Alma's pain and joy while feeling the weight of his sins. So what is Alma's central point here? Well, he remembers his father's words about Jesus Christ and cries out in faith, "Oh Jesus, thou Son of God, have mercy on me." And with that, Alma's extreme pain and sins are taken away, and he's completely filled with joy and light. Pretty cool writing, right? But what's even more amazing is that Alma's central born-again point is in the center of the chapter, which is in the center of the book of Alma, which is in the center of the Book of Mormon, and is the center point of the gospel, and should be the center of our lives and hearts. Chapter 36 alone makes it pretty hard to believe some 20-year-old uneducated frontier kid could make up such amazing, intricate writing and points, which were virtually unknown in the Bible at that time. Now, chapter 37 is also full of another type of Hebrew poetry called parallelism. Parallelism repeats words and phrases, often several times, divinely driving home certain points. As Alma hands over all the sacred records to his son Helaman, he really wants Helaman, and us, to keep them bright and to know of their tremendous power. Yes, Alma knows God works through small and simple means, and he remembers, even while fully rebelling against the gospel, when that critical moment came, the kernel of truth in these words were already there in him, planted by his father, and they burst out and have borne tremendous fruit. Yes, words of the Spirit, or as the scriptures say, the Word, can change everything. Alma notes they converted thousands of Nephites, and through them, the sons of Mosiah brought thousands of their Lamanite brothers to Christ. So in our new social media-driven world, with so many ideas and ideals coming at us, we must be even more vigilant which ideas and ideals are bringing us closer or further from the truth of the gospel. Alma then foresees that they don't even have a clue how much these words will go forth and flood the earth with God's consistent truth. He then tells Helaman personally, "Talk to God, and God will direct you to good." Alma then links God's word to prayer. Yes, we can all have God's Word, or Spirit in us, like our own personal Leohonas, that can easily lead us to the covenant path and to eternal bliss. But if we become slothful or don't care enough, sort of like Lehi's family on occasion, we'll no longer progress on the covenant path. And now finally, in chapter 38, the middle son gets some love, and his great counsel feels kind of like a patriarchal blessing from a loving father, with several good gold nuggets of counsel. And while Shiblon had been righteous, like all parents, Alma hopes that this continues on forever. Alma then quickly gives us the following short principles, which we'll call Alma's 7 B's, many of which overlap President Hinckley's. First, be trusting in God, especially in trials, troubles, and afflictions. Second, be born again. Alma again gives a quick recap of his conversion. Third, be diligent, especially in teaching people. Fourth, be bold, but not overbearing. Fifth, be clean and bridle passions so you'll be filled with love. And 6 and 7, be prayerful and be humble, unlike the Zoramites. And as Alma finishes his final sermons to his righteous sons, he does what he knows best. He uses God's powerful words and doctrines, and with the tender care of a loving parent, he then focuses on why Cordianton has strayed. Watch the next episode to see what Alma has to say.